At first glance, they look identical. Same color, same cut, even the same shine, but one costs €900 and the other barely 90. Welcome to dupe culture, the love it or hate it trend that's rewriting fashion rules, one look for less at a time. Before we begin, hit like so the algorithm knows you're into this. It really helps the channel grow. Hi, I'm Lyria, and today we're diving deep into a question that's splitting style lovers everywhere. Are dupes a smart way to save money, or just creativity theft in disguise? We'll explore what really counts as a dupe, why they've exploded in 2025, how brands are reacting, and, most importantly, how you can shop smarter without losing your style or your ethics. So let's start with the basics. A dupe is short for duplicate, but in fashion terms it means an item that imitates the look or function of a more expensive piece without copying the logo or pretending to be the original. That's the important line. No fake trademarks, no counterfeit branding. Counterfeits are illegal, unsafe, and definitely not what we're talking about today. But the grey area is very real. Imagine a bag with the same shape, the same stitching, the same placement of hardware as a luxury original. Even without a logo, some lawyers call that trade dress infringement. It sounds like a legal mouthful, but as shoppers, the question feels simpler. Does it feel original, or like a knockoff? Why now? Why 2025? 3 big reasons: price, platforms, and perception. First, prices. Mid-tier fashion has quietly overtaken itself. Some labels raised prices faster than true luxury houses. So a blazer once $250 now costs $500 without being couture. Second, platforms. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, look for less is practically a competitive sport. Entire accounts exist just to hunt dupes, and videos with Amazon dupe in the title rack up millions of views. And third, perception. More people care about the vibe an outfit gives off than the name on the tag. That's a cultural shift. We've entered the era of silhouettes and moods. Trends without logos are everywhere. Think of the flip-flop sandal comeback, but this time in polished leather with minimalist hardware. Or the rise of Gothic light layering, dark tones, lace accents, wearable drama without going full Halloween. Dupes slide perfectly into these trends. Same aesthetic, lower price tag. And here's my confession. My first dupe wasn't even intentional. I was wandering through a tiny vintage shop in Paris. I spotted a tailored blazer that fit like it was made for me, bought it on the spot, and wore it to meet a friend. She looked at me and said, "You know that's almost identical to the new Saint Laurent cut, right?" I had no idea. The quality was beautiful, the fabric felt luxurious, and I'd paid about 1/10 of the price. That's the magic of a good dupe. You feel amazing without feeling like you've cheated. But not all dupes are equal. Some fall apart after 3 wears. Others look perfect until you touch them. Loose seams, thin lining, zippers that feel hollow. Compare that with a well-made piece, tight stitching, substantial fabric, hardware that clicks with weight. Shoes tell the story best. A stitched sole versus a glued sole can mean the difference between years and weeks. So how are brands reacting? Some fight back hard. Cease and desist letters, lawsuits, takedown campaigns. Others lean in, swapping customer dupes for the real thing in marketing stunts. And then there are the quiet ones, small designers who don't mind the attention. If a dupe goes viral, curious shoppers often Google the original just to see what inspired it. Behind every authentic piece are artisans, pattern makers, seamstresses. Dupes sometimes erase that labor, but they also democratize access to certain aesthetics. If you're thinking about buying a dupe, here's my 5-point dupe check. Fabric feel, substantial or scratchy. Stitching, straight, Tight seams, no loose threads. Hardware, zippers, clasps, buttons should feel solid. Construction, stitched soles outlast glued ones. Cost per wear, a €30 shoe that lasts 2 wears isn't cheap, it's landfill. And let's not forget ethics. If you admire a designer and can afford their work, supporting them keeps creativity alive. But if you're on a budget, there's nothing wrong with inspired pieces, as long as you steer clear of outright fakes. In the end, personal style is about how you put it together, not how much you paid. The most stylish people I know mix high and low seamlessly, designer shoes with a thrift dress, or a pre-loved bag with a fast fashion blazer. They are not pretending, they are just wearing what makes them feel good. So now it's your turn. Are you Team Dupe or Team Designer? Have you ever found a dupe that was actually better than the original? No brand links, please, just your story. I might feature the best ones in a follow-up. If you enjoyed this, hit like so the algorithm knows it's worth sharing. And subscribe if you want more style talk without the snobbery. I'm Lyria. See you next time.